Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections here for Thursday, July 11th. Before we get into the play of the day, we'll quickly recap what happened yesterday. We picked up a very nice winner with the New Orleans Pelicans as they absolutely destroyed the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got them at 5.5 at -120. They were up double digits pretty much the entire game, and they were able to cruise to a very nice win. Pelicans definitely have a very solid Summer League roster. They could compete for the whole thing. Jackson Hayes was fantastic once again, as the Pelicans were able to dominate, and the Cavaliers continue to prove that they have one of the worst Summer League rosters in the entire league. However, we're going to move on from that one. No problem, Brad. I'm glad to provide you with good content, and I'm glad we got to catch that together. In terms of the game today, brief warning, the card today on the Summer League is really not that great. There are some matchups, nothing that's really earth-shattering in terms of mismatches, but I do see some value on one matchup that should be taking place at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, and I'll be providing you with that information right now. The game that I like is between the Sacramento Kings and the Los Angeles Clippers, and I'm actually a fan of the underdog here, and I like the Clippers, which is available at +5 at Bet Online at -105 at time of recording of about 2:20 Eastern Time. So the main reason why I like this play is simply put, I compared the rosters and I compared the schedules of the Summer League teams so far, and I simply just think that these teams are a lot more even than the spread indicates. I know the spread's currently at 5. It was at 5.5, and it was just bet down to 5 about 2 minutes before I started recording this, so I missed out on about half a point of value there. But either or, the fact that money's already coming on the Clippers is definitely a good sign. If you compare the rosters, I personally think the Kings should maybe be favored by about 1.5 points, give or take. So I think 5 is kind of absurd. I think that both teams are 2-1. Plus, the Kings were gifted a free win as they played China in their first game of the Vegas Summer League. And I know they ended up beating the Hornets a couple of days ago, but overall, they're definitely not a great Summer League team by any means. Barely beat Dallas. They lost their last game by 2 to Houston. Houston doesn't have a great Summer League team either. And the Clippers beat the Lakers, lost the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies are 3-0, one of the best Summer League teams, and they ended up destroying the Wizards 90-72 in their last game. If you compare the actual rosters, I think the Kings will have an advantage in the paint, as they definitely have more depth when it comes to big men, and they should be able to win the rebounding battle, especially since they have the likes of Wayne Gabriel as well as Mika from BYU, if you remember him, as well as Caleb Swanigan. But overall, I still think the Clippers have significantly better guards. If you remember Terrence Mann, guard from Florida State, he has been fantastic so far in the Summer League for the Clippers, as he almost had a triple-double in the team's last game. You also have Kabengele, his teammate from Florida State, who's on the roster, first-round pick. He's been great as well. Nigel Hayes looked really good. Amir Coffey from Minnesota has also looked really good. Robert Carter from Maryland has been a very solid Summer League player in his career. Overall, I simply just think that the Clippers could win this game outright. I simply think that they shouldn't be a 5-point underdog here, and I think that the Clippers' backcourt should have an advantage. The Kings' front court should have a little bit of an advantage. But overall, I think that they will balance out, and I think this game should be a nail-biter to the end. And with the game itself, this total is just insanely high. This total is at 182, which is the highest total I've seen for a Summer League game this season. And that just shows to me that both teams are just going to try to run up and down the court. No defense will be played for the most part. And I simply think that the Clippers will be able to hang tough based on their love for that style of play as well. So the play of the day will be on the Los Angeles Clippers at +5, which is available at -105 at Bet Online. Before we conclude today's video, quick reminder of our sponsor, PointsBet, online sportsbook in New Jersey. A couple of great deals for you, up to 2 risk-free bets up to $1,000. So with baseball season approaching, as you have another baseball game on tonight before everything resumes on Friday, if you end up wanting to bet some of your bankroll on it and you end up losing, you simply get your money back. How's it going, Will? Thanks for joining us. And so just keep that in mind. I'm going to leave a link in the description below to PointsBet. Other than that, play that, as I just said before, for the people who just joined us, will be on the Clippers +5 at -105 at Bet Online. Other than that, that's going to do it for this installment of Scott's Selections here for Thursday, July 11th. And good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.